So think of it this way. You're making $1,000 a month on YouTube and poof, just like that, $240 of it just disappears in taxes. Doesn't matter if you made that money through advertising, through super chats, through channel memberships, it's just gone. Just today, YouTube updated their tax settings, and if you don't have your AdSense account set up correctly, you could be losing up to 24% of all the revenue you are earning here on this platform. That's a lot of money, right? So let's look at how to fix that problem in your AdSense account before the deadline of May 31st so that you can get as much of that money coming to you as possible. Hey guys, my name is Tim Schmoyer and welcome here to Video Creators, where we are all about equipping those of you who are more established creators with next level tactics to know how to further grow your audience and your business here on YouTube. And that starts with the money that you make, right? Just today, YouTube announced a big change to how it withholds and pays taxes for creators like you and me. Now, it's not really their fault because the US tax code is very big and very complex, but it does have implications for us. And so I want to take you to my computer and walk you through exactly the steps that you need to click on in order to make sure that you are up to date and as much of that money is coming to you as possible. But before we do that, I want to introduce you to Matt Koval. He is the YouTube liaison, and he's here to share with you real briefly, take this complex update and make it very simple for you to understand.
Ha! I'll try. Thanks, Tim. I want to clarify, this is mainly for creators outside of the US. If you're a creator outside of the US, you might begin to have taxes deducted from your US earnings later this year. Google has a responsibility under Chapter 3 of the US Internal Revenue Code to collect tax information from all monetizing creators outside of the US, and in certain instances to deduct taxes when these creators earn income from viewers in the US. These US earnings can come from ad views, YouTube Premium, Super Chat, Super Stickers, and channel memberships. How much you'll be taxed depends on a few things. It depends on if your valid tax form has been submitted or not, how much your channel earns from US viewers, and if your country has a tax treaty with the US that you've claimed the benefits for. I know, it's complicated. Death and taxes, you know. Well, if Google doesn't have tax forms for you by the time these changes go into effect, Google will be required by law to presume that you're a US person if you have an individual AdSense account. This means that until Google has your completed tax info, they'll need to withhold up to 24% of your total earnings worldwide, not just your US earnings. So the earlier you can get your forms in, the better. Now, if you are a creator in the US, Google has already made this change to the terms of service back in November. Most of you have already completed US tax info in AdSense when you first joined YPP and won't see any new taxes, although some US creators with incomplete tax info will need to resubmit their form. If you're a US creator, be sure to check that your info is complete in AdSense.
Thanks, Matt. You guys should definitely follow Matt on Twitter if you aren't already. It's at YouTube Liaison. There's a link to his profile down below. His whole entire job is to make sure that creators like us are heard and to express our feedback to YouTube. So follow him, you'll learn a ton. And now that you've done that, let's walk through this process on my computer. Now, know that what you will see on my account might very well be different than what you'll see on your account. It depends on what country you're in, what your citizen statusship is, if you're doing this before or after the deadline, and many other factors. But even if our screens do look a little different, don't worry about it too much. Thankfully, the engineers at Google have done a good job at making the AdSense system automatically detect a lot of the settings and questions it needs to ask you to make this as painless as possible. To submit your updated tax information, just go through these simple steps. Number one, go to google.com/AdSense and sign into your account. Then click on Payments, and there you'll find an option there called Manage Settings. Click on that, and then next to United States Tax Info, click Edit. And then click Update to add any additional tax information you need there, submit it, and you'll be set and ready to go. As YouTube creators, I think the question a lot of us are asking is, what is the impact of this on me? Let's break this down and apply some different math scenarios to this. Using our example from the very beginning of this video, let's say you earn $1,000 in 1 month here on YouTube, and of that $1,000, $100 of it was generated from US viewers. In scenario number 1, you don't report any of your tax information, and because of that, Google is required by law to withhold 24% of your worldwide earnings, which means that of that $1,000, they're going to take 240 of it, withhold that, and pay those taxes. In scenario number 2, let's say you are a creator in India and you do go in and update your tax information. And because the US and India have a tax treaty relationship that reduces the tax rate to 15% of earnings from viewers in the US, your final tax deduction is only $15 from that $100 generated by US viewers. Or in scenario number 3, you are a creator also outside of the US and you update your tax information inside your Adsense account, but you are not eligible for a tax treaty. And so the tax rate without a tax treaty is 30% of earnings from viewers in the US, which means that of that $100 that was generated from US viewers, $30 of that will get withheld for US taxes. So thankfully, as long as you update your tax information inside your Adsense account, the impact of this isn't huge. If you miss the deadline of May 31st or don't update your tax information, then they will be withholding 24% of all of your worldwide earnings, and that is a massive hit. So go update it because you do not want to get hit with that type of withholding. That is huge. So if you want to learn more information about this, there's links down in the description of this video. And also I want you to click right here on this video that goes over to the video over on the YouTube Creators channel where they're talking more about this update. Check it out and keep changing lives. See you guys soon.